My mom would say the silliest thing, but I loved it because it was so simple and it made a lot of sense. If you don't ASK, you won't GET.
Yeah.
You don't ask, you won't get. And a lot of the times I have stopped myself out of the fear of just fear, period.
Mm-hmm. Hola, 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 hola. Huepa, huepa, huepa.
Huepa
Welcome
and
back.
hola.
Hola, huepa, ¿qué pasó? Huepa
Yes.
and hola. And welcome back to another episode of After We Wrap. I am your host, Gabriella Ortiz.
And Jaina and Ortiz. Just a reminder, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to us on whatever platform you're watching. And please, please, please leave us a rating. We would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to follow us on our socials.
Yes, After We Wrap show.
And thank you again. We just want to take a moment to say thank you. We appreciate the continued support.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, this episode is actually curated by you all, our listeners. I mean,
you
if
get
it
to be a
weren't for
part
you,
of it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So thank you. Thank you again. Thank you for all the love, all the questions. And you know what? Maybe in the future, I think we would do like a suggested topic episode from our viewers.
That would be fun. And you get to tell us what you like us to talk about.
Yeah. Oh, also, thank you, everyone, all the after party VIPs.
Yes.
Quick shout out. Mm-hmm. Also, quick shout out to our producers, Shane Hartline and Kyle Health. Elf with an H.
Yeah. Health with an H.
Health, Elf.
We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm still stuffy, so bear with me. But I'm better. COVID negative. So it's good. We're all good. I just think
a good time. You know what? Cheers.
Cheers to our medicine.
If you'd like to know what we're drinking, it's Pedialyte. Not because we drank last night and we're hungover, but because we want to stay hydrated and want to put some electrolytes in our system.
And you know, I need to do this more often. Mm-hmm. I need to take better care of myself because I've noticed that in the year, this is like the third time I've gotten sick. And that's not normal.
Ooh.
But it's because I haven't been taking my vitamins. Let me look at my husband because he's always like, take your vitamins, take your vitamins.
Is he always reminding you?
Yeah, I'm really bad. I'm good to take the Zyrtec now that we have a dog, but for some reason I'm not.
I put them all together.
I should, and I don't know why I haven't done it yet.
You could also put a reminder on your Apple Watch, which you often forget to.
You guys, listen.
I've been reminding Gabby.
Has been my teacher on how to use my Apple Watch.
I'm obsessed with it.
Incredible.
I pick on all my friends.
Well, first of all, I didn't know it was waterproof. And then you taught me. And then I was like, what?
Yes. It's amazing.
I call her Mama Jaina now. Yes.
She's like, what? It's just, I look at the time. I'm like, this is an expensive piece of gadget. This is what you pay for. All of these features. Come on. But yes.
Yeah.
Have you closed all of your rings today? Is my question. Do you know what I'm talking about? The activity rings?
No.
Okay. All my friends do. It's annoying. I'm annoying sometimes. Okay. So questions from you all. Thank you again for submitting these questions. We can't wait to answer them.
Do you want to go first or do I go first? Yeah, these are all questions from our after party VIPs. Because we just we wanted to take the opportunity to also make them part of the show.
Yeah.
Because we're here thanks to you. Okay.
Go ahead.
Me first?
Yes, you.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. Okay. This is from Peyton A. What are some of your favorite musical artists right now? Lots of love to both of you.
You know what? I have to be honest. I haven't been listening to music much lately.
Yeah.
I've been blasting some meditation music, which is super boring, but it puts me in this space where, I don't know, this year has been, it's frustrating and it's stressful. And I feel this like extra sense of, I can't stay, I don't know. It's the anxiety. I don't know. I just feel very scattered. Now. So sometimes I just say, Alexa. I'm whispering it because we currently have an Alexa here and I don't want to activate her. So sometimes I'll be like, Alexa, play some meditation music. And that's what I listen to at home. And even when I'm driving, sometimes I want to pump some. I haven't been in that zone to like just blast some music before a workout. I honestly just drive in silence.
Oh, not that far, but
What
I've been listening to a podcast. Not ours. I mean, I do listen to ours, so I make sure we're doing things right. But there's one podcast that I'm obsessed with. It's called Every Outfit, and it's about all of the outfits on a TV show about these 4 women that live in New York. Get the hint? Get it? And there's a lot of fashion.
That one.
Yeah, you guys were still under a strike, so we can't mention any shows. We can't do any promos. So it's these 2 girls, Chelsea Fairless and Lauren Garoni. Yeah, there it is. Every Outfit. I'm obsessed with it. And they talk about the show and the fashion and just a little bit everything else about
Fashion.
pop culture. And anyways, but I used to listen to a lot of reggaeton in my car when I'm driving. And I think once we started doing the podcast, I wanted to get in that podcast headspace. So that's what I've been doing a lot. But if not, I would listen to Bad Bunny, Daddy Yankee, but musicals. I love musicals.
Nice.
And I love Mamma Mia. I don't want to say I have a favorite musical artist. Ariana DeBose is like up there because she's phenomenal. I'm trying to think. Ana Isabel, she's a Puerto Rican singer, actress. She's phenomenal as well. But I don't know if I have a specific musical, like musical theater.
Well, I just got this record player that my girlfriend handed down to me. I love it. I'm obsessed.
It's very nice.
And my boyfriend and I have been buying some records. So sometimes we'll put a little record. We have, oh gosh, fucking I should have remembered the names.
I know.
He has some classics. Nice. But we have a Nina Simone, Lauryn Hill. We have a bunch of jazz ones. I just love a good record. And now I'm getting into records. So
is it our age too? Are we getting in that age where it's like we want to listen to more of a classic, not classical like Beethoven, but more of like a
maybe. I don't know.
Because like I've been listening a lot to Tony Bennett, who just passed also, and I think it's like that era. Maybe it's something about that era music back then was so different from nowadays, and it's just I don't know, but it's that feeling where it's just like you just put a little bit of jazz and
yes, and it sounds so different on the record
and puts you in a mood, because music can put you in a music is therapeutic. It puts you in to me it's healing. Anytime I listen to music, it's healing. But there's also music that can really cause a lot of anxiety.
I love songs that make me cry.
Yes.
I sometimes I think I did that one time with my friend Natalie, who's also my makeup artist. We just listened to songs that were super emotional. And
do you have one that if you listen to it will make you cry right away?
For some reason, well, I don't remember them off the top of my head, but I have a playlist on Spotify, and they're
that's
I
smart.
save them on a playlist. Sail
Sail. That
yes,
one? Really? That makes you cry?
it makes me. It gets me feeling.
Sail.
Imagine Dragons. It makes
you
me.
like
It makes
Imagine
me
Dragons?
feel. It makes me feel something.
I love you even more. Wait, that's not Imagine Dragons. Sail.
I think it is.
No way.
It
And
might not be, but it sounds a lot.
Sail is Owl Nation. AOL Nation. Yeah. AOL
Why did I say
Nation.
Annihilation? Owl Nation.
But Imagine Dragons.
I love Incubus too.
Nah.
Incubus brings me back to my first boyfriend in the Bronx. He got me into Incubus.
Yeah.
Mm.
I've actually seen Imagine Dragons like 3 times.
Tomorrow.
They're really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say something. I have this one song. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do a playlist of songs that make you cry. Do you ever use it also in your acting? Like,
yes,
okay,
that is the playlist that I use to connect.
Where you have to get into that
prepare
character.
for
Yeah,
emotional.
There's one song. There's two actually. To me, it works better Spanish because first language.
Oh,
There's one by Shakira. It's called Loca por ti,
Ooh.
and it sucks because I think it was the album that she produced for what's his face.
Oh, for her ex or something like that.
And she has
I love the
album.
tea behind that. I love
Yeah.
I love that she's using her music to express all of the different like stages in her relationship.
Oh yeah.
Or in that relationship. I mean, that's what connects us, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we also, what's her name? Olivia Rodrigo?
Yes.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
can we talk about the words? I half the time I'm like, how did you experience that at your age? Like, this is such a grown, experienced kind of thing to have gone through in a relationship, but it is deep and it is powerful, and it gets me every time. Yeah,
I haven't like listened to her that much. I do respect her music and her talent is phenomenal. But it just when I listen to her, I'm kind of like transported back to when I was a teenager in that era. I don't know if that's her if that's the purpose of her music, to like remind you of that. What's that alternative you would call that music? No. What's her genre?
I think it's pop.
Because it's like a little bit of Avril Lavigne meets, I don't know. Pop. Okay.
It's pop.
Pop, folk, alternative.
Okay. Alternative rocks. Yeah. It just puts me back in that like teenage.
Yeah. I feel like I need to expand my musical taste because my go-to is reggaeton.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it, but it's like I'm like a reggaeton, like an addict. It's crazy.
It's so bad. And it's just like, there's music out there. There's musicians out there that study this art. Not that reggaeton is not an art. It is an art itself, but it's so different from like, again, like, the Celine Dion, the Frank Sinatra, that type of music.
But it's like Karol G, J Balvin, Daddy Yankee, Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
I mean, the list goes on all day.
But see, you just mentioned the new generation. I'm stuck in the
Wisin y Yandel.
Wisin y Yandel, Daddy Yankee,
Ozuna.
Ozuna is
Don
the new
Omar.
gen. Don Omar, Residente, obviously Bad Bunny. We're all
Calle
obsessed with
13.
him. Calle 13. Who else? Oh my God,
Ivy
Plan
Queen.
B, Ivy Queen.
Tego Calderon.
Tego, which he just came back
my
with a
gosh.
song. Oh my gosh. And
That's so
De
exciting.
La Ghetto. Oh, there's so many. There's so many. But
No,
but I'm stuck with the old school.
Yeah,
I'm too loyal to my old school.
It's so good. So good.
Okay.
We're going to come back next episode and we will have expanded our palettes, our musical palettes. Okay, next question. What would be your go-to girl dinner? And this is from Desi. Thank you, Desi. Love you so much back. So for those of you who are not familiar with a girl dinner, by the way, Barrett just taught me this the other day.
I didn't know what
It's a random assortment of your favorite foods you'd throw together and call it a meal. So whatever's in your pantry, whatever's in your fridge, you just gather a bunch of things, set it up in some kind of platter, and then that's your girl dinner.
Oh,
I don't know why they call it a girl dinner.
Yeah, why is
Like a
it?
charcuterie board?
Yes,
I was gonna
almost
say
like
that,
a charcuterie
yeah.
board or charcuterie. How do you pronounce it?
Charcutier.
Charcuterie.
Charcutier.
But yes,
something like that.
I love a good charcuterie board and a good, like a nice meat and cheese board. Love vegetable, kind of dippy dip, but olives and some kind of nuts will definitely be in there.
Nuts,
yes. Little popcorn, some crackers, cheese, lots of cheese. Cheese. Manchego cheese. Humboldt fog cheese. It's almost like a mix of brie and
Have I had
blue,
that?
but not. It's so good. It's creamy. It's delicious.
Ooh, okay.
I like goat cheese. Okay,
Goat
lots
cheese-
of cheese on
goat cheese, blueberry goat cheese.
Yes. There.
Yeah.
That will be on there.
Yeah. But if you go
What
in my
else?
pantry right now, I ain't got nothing.
Really? So
I need to go grocery shopping.
pickles are great too.
Yeah. Shane loves pickles. I don't.
Oh, love pickles. I used to drink pickle juice out of the jar.
No.
So good.
Why?
I don't know. My mom used to do it, and it's salty. It's so good. I know, weird,
Hummus.
but like, I don't know. Usually, whatever's avocado.
Oh, yeah.
If there's an avocado in the fridge,
You make the best guacamole.
Thank you.
Yo.
You know what? I will say, my friends have said, "Damn, your guacamole is
It's so good. And then you leave the pepas,
The
la
pepa in there,
pepita,
so it doesn't turn. Yeah,
so it doesn't. What?
that's what I would do if I have all the ingredients. It sucks if you're missing one ingredient.
Yeah.
Limes is something that just cannot last
Mhm.
in
I know.
my house.
I know.
You need
And,
some
and
lime
I
in there.
hate buying produce because then I know it's gonna go bad. So like I only buy it specifically like I know we're gonna eat it.
Yes, exactly.
Because I am tired. I mean, there's a cauliflower in the bottom of the freezer that has been staring at me for the past 3 years. Like, are you ever gonna eat me? No,
Oh
I'm
my
never gonna eat you
gosh.
because apparently
that's
it's been
one thing I
3
would love
years.
too. Frozen pizza.
Oh yeah.
Stick it that in the oven with all the other little snacky snacks.
You
That
got me hungry now.
Is your go-to girl dinner. We gotta research why they call it a girl dinner.
She posted the video
It's
on May.
Coined on TikTok.
Oh. No,
This-
who posted a video in May discussing how much she enjoys the simple pleasure of a meal of just light snacks.
Okay, so it was created by a TikToker or a woman who posted the video on TikTok, and yeah, I mean, I think we can expand it to more than just girl, because I feel like everyone finds themselves at some point by themselves in their home, or just obviously if there are other people in the house too, but just grab whatever you can from your pantry or fridge and call it a day. Sometimes cereal for dinner is bomb. Love it.
Especially when you're high as fuck.
Oh my goodness. I haven't eaten cereal at night in a long time.
Oh, it's the best.
A long time.
So
What would
good.
be your cereal of choice?
Trader Joe's Almond Crushers, I think it's called. It's just like a honey bunches of oats. It's kind of,
I like that.
yeah. Anything with almond and honey.
Ooh, the almond cluster. Yes, yes, yes.
With
Love
almond
that.
milk. Because
And what about
free,
your
baby.
what about your like childhood cereal?
Oh, so many. Fruity Pebbles.
Yep.
Apple Jacks.
Oh. Lucky
Cinnamon Crunch.
Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms. What's the one with the captain?
Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch.
Rice Krispies. Ooh, yeah.
You know my cousin? I had a cousin, Ricardo. He's probably never gonna listen to this. He would fill the whole bowl with milk all the way to the top, and then put sugar on top of the frosted flakes.
That's what we would.
It's a
Well,
common thing.
well, we would
Oh,
do that
really?
with
Oh, okay.
with the
Well, at least in the
non-sweetened frosted flakes. You would just throw some sugar
He
on.
would just.
Damn, that's a lot of sugar. Wow. Well, you know what? Maybe one day we'll have a little. You know what we should do? Remember our movie date that we were planning? We should do a
Yeah.
little grab and go dinner.
Yes. That we have been
And
planning for the past
watch
month and
a
a half.
movie in pajamas, and then we'll record it. And
That's
and
not a
share
bad
with you.
idea.
Okay, next
Yeah.
question.
Okay. Have either of you ever been to Australia? If not, would you come down under? Would you come down under? Also, I love you both.
Come down
You're-
under.
Would you come down under? Also, I love you both. You're so funny and beautiful women. Thank you. Love you back. Love the podcast.
Jordine.
Jordine. Love from
Melbourne, Australia.
Wow.
Jordine Stephanie. Hi.
Hi,
Thank you for that
Jordine.
question. No, I have not been to Australia, or neither of
Nope.
us have been
Nope.
to Australia.
Is that the place that you said about the insects?
Yeah, I'm nervous to go to Australia.
Jordine, how's
don't-
the insect situation? Because
I think
Yeah.
that will determine. I gotta, okay, if you can, I just need to explore it more, or maybe just reach out to people that live in Australia.
Uh-huh.
I do know a couple people
Do you
that
know?
live in Australia.
Really?
Yeah. I just want footage. I want video footage of what it's like.
I have heard that there's like some sort of like, it's like their peanut butter. It's like a gel, something
Oh, Vegemite.
Vegemite.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But that's a British thing.
That it
too.
was.
Vegemite's super popular in Australia.
Yeah. I saw that maybe.
Rob
You
from
know
the
what?
show swears by Vegemite.
Oh, funny.
From left
Oh.
east.
Oh,
Yep.
interesting.
Did I taste it one time? I tasted the vegan. That's the vegan one? Yeah, Vegemite. Yep. Or maybe I tasted a certain brand of it, but it was actually, excuse
it
me, it was
good?
actually pretty good.
Really? Oh,
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
interested in tasting it. For some reason,
What's that?
I may be wrong, but isn't there? We can't say it. The Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, the twins, they did a movie where they go to Australia.
I don't remember.
Were you into?
Oh.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
But why am I thinking of that? But I would love to go to Australia one day. It's just a long ass flight. I know my husband went there one time, right? By
Oh.
himself.
Whoa.
He went there by himself.
Did you like it? Was it fun?
Brisbane.
Nice.
You know what? I would love to hold a koala.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
I would like to cuddle with
Yeah.
one too. They don't bite or anything, right?
I don't think so. No, I think
Oh,
they're
okay.
super chill.
They don't scratch you?
I don't know.
Okay.
But have you ever heard an Australian person talk?
Love.
I can't understand half of the
I love
things.
it. Apparently it's the hardest accent
Yeah.
to
Isn't
to get.
Margot Robbie Australian?
Yes.
And Nicole Kidman?
Yes,
There's
I
a
think so.
lot
Yep.
of artists from Australia. Wow. And it's very
Yes.
funny to like see them when they talk in their accent. You're
Yes.
like, what?
Yeah. It's kind of cool. Yeah, one day, you know, one day.
One day. One
Next
day.
question.
Next
If you could live
question.
anywhere, where should it be? Where would it be and why? I love how she's like, where should it be?
Where should it be?
Love from Alnwick, England.
Owen.
Abby Johnson. Abby
Hey,
Johnson. Thank you so
Abby.
much for this question. Okay. Ever since Under the Tuscan Sun, I said it
Mhm.
with Diane Lane. I said, Tuscany, Italy is the place that I see myself just in a fantasy. Like if I could live there, yes, that would be
Yeah.
the place.
13-year-old me would be like, fuck Italy. Because I was
Oh,
just
yeah.
a little rebel, you know, and I
But now
hate it.
you-
But now I'm like, damn, that's just a beautiful place.
Tuscany has
Beautiful
also
country.
a little bit of like Beauty and the Beast. You know that first scene in Beauty and the Beast?
Oh, really?
Those kind of like village vibes.
I don't remember if I went to Tuscany. I might have. Maybe I gotta ask my mom. But yeah, like that would be Italy, like Positano, Cinque Terre, that type of vibe
Ooh.
with the ocean, the Mediterranean
Yes.
Ocean. And yeah, I would retire there. Babe? No, he said no.
I mean, I'm definitely a sand and sun kind of island. I don't
It's
know.
the island.
Hard.
That's the island girl in us, yeah.
I also appreciate the city life. If there's nothing going on and if it's super quiet past 6, I don't know. I'm weirded out by towns that, you know, with stores that close by 8. I want there to be a little bit of like lively energy.
Yeah,
in the
that's part of
town.
like their culture. They open early,
Close
like
early.
9, and then they close at lunch, and then they take a 3-hour. Well, they have lunch and then a nap, and then they come back, and then they're open from like 3 to 8, 3 to 9.
Yeah, I like a little bit of city life. I don't know.
Mhm. Same, yeah.
Something, just some excitement.
But would we ever go out though? Or
I know
would we stay at home?
nowadays, I kid you not, I got ready for bed at 8 p.m.
Yeah,
8 p.m.
I know.
Ridiculous. Is something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals? Regardless if you have a clinical mental health issue like depression or anxiety, or if you're just a human being who lives in this crazy world and you're going through a hard time, therapy can give you tools to approach your life in a very different way. And that's why I'm excited to tell you about today's sponsor, BetterHelp. BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy more affordable and more accessible. And this is an important mission because finding a therapist can be really hard, especially when you're limited to the options in your area. BetterHelp is a platform that makes finding a therapist easier because it's online, it's remote, and by filling out a few questions, BetterHelp can match you to a professional therapist in as little as a few days. It is so easy to sign up and get matched with a therapist. There's a link in the description of this episode. It's betterhelp.com/afterwewrap. Clicking that link helps support After We Wrap, but it also gets you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp so you can connect with a therapist and see if it helps you. Finding a therapist is a little like dating. If you don't really fit with that therapist, which is a common thing with therapy, you can easily switch to a therapist for free without stressing about insurance, who's in your network, or anything like that. Right before I was ready to start therapy, I remember talking to a friend who recommended BetterHelp. And honestly, that was my introduction to therapy. And it was super simple, easy. And I remember connecting with someone, and I couldn't believe that there was a service that was just simple. Like it was stress free. I didn't feel like I had to go through this difficult process of like, the process that you go through to try and look for a therapist. So it definitely was a really like good experience into my therapy journey. If you're struggling, please consider online therapy with BetterHelp. Click the link in the description or visit betterhelp.com/afterwewrap. Thank you again, BetterHelp, for supporting this podcast. Next question. What is the best book you've read recently / of all time by Holly McClelland? I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Holly, thank you, Holly.
That's such a beautiful name, Holly.
I love The Untethered Soul by Michael A. Singer. That was like my most favorite book of all time. Oh shoot! Hold on.
Is it a self-help book? If it's any book,
it could be any book.
Oh, I don't know. I gotta look in my library. Ooh. I really like Michelle Obama's book, Becoming. Yeah, that was a good book. That was a good book.
I have to read that.
Yeah. It was really good. And then Julie Andrews made one too. Home Again. I can't remember. But yeah. So many good books.
I am currently reading Las Madres by Esmeralda Santiago.
I love that name, Esmeralda.
You should check it out.
What's it about?
We should charge a book club.
Start a
book club. She's a Puerto Rican author, and I think it's a story about some women they live in the island and then they moved to the States, New York, but the Bronx. I think that's why.
Yeah, no, it's close to you.
I gravitated towards it. So yeah, I just started that book. I know.
Let me know.
I'm trying to get in the habit of reading a chapter a day.
Good. Yeah.
But that's not going too well because I'm lucky if I get a page or two.
I hear you. During the pandemic, I did read a lot of books, which was great because we had nothing else to do. Now with the strike happening, I mean, that could be, a reason to get back into reading. I also do that. The one chapter a day, just so I can stay on top of it. I did it. I read it. But are you the type of person that when you read a book, your brain goes off into La La Land and then you have to go back again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm the same. Yeah.
What is that? What
I don't know.
What is that?
We have so much stimulus.
So easily distracted.
Yeah. There was one, it's a trilogy. It's Isabel Allende. She did The City of Beasts. It's a kid's book. And I read it. Can you Google it really quick? The City of Beasts. And by Isabel Allende. And there was the third one, yeah. That one. That was the cover. And it's a kid's book. It's a teenage book. And it's very similar to Hunger Games.
Oh.
So I wish someday that we can make those into a movie because I remember as a teenager I was just like, this is the best book ever. Okay.
Love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
If you could go back in time, where would you go? By Tier Walton. These are some interesting names. I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. I feel terrible. Thierry Walton. TW. T-dubs. How about that?
If you could go back in time.
Where would I go?
In time.
Where would I go? I would go just for the fashion. I wouldn't go because, obviously just
different eras.
The trauma of going back. I don't want the 20s, the 40s, the 70s.
Ooh, the 70s.
Just for the fashion.
That
Take
would
me
be
back
fun.
for the fashion. I just want to be a fly on the wall and I want to go back in time where technology wasn't even
wasn't even
thing.
a thought. Yeah. I would go back. I would go back in I don't know. Cause like each era has like its own ugliness and it's like, do I want to go back and experience that? But it would be cool to go back into the Renaissance age, and be in those castles and be part of the royal what's it called? Contest. I don't know. Be a contest. And what would my name be? What would my contest name be? I don't know. I would like to
that.
and wear those dresses.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think they were hot
corsets
back then?
Yes, they were sweating their crevices off.
Like, have you seen pictures of like in the 20s when they would go to the beach and the women had these dresses and I'm like,
that was a lot.
Were they sweating?
That was a lot. Before bathing suits even were
because the bathing suits didn't happen till I don't know, my fashion is failing. My fashion knowledge is failing.
Yes,
anyways,
your fashion.
that would be cool to see that Renaissance era. Maybe meet Michelangelo, maybe meet Beethoven.
Yes.
Be like, write me a song, dude. Watch it be Mozart, not Beethoven. Watch it. I got the wrong one.
Sorry, you want to read? Go ahead.
Okay.
Go for it.
Over the recorded episodes, could you tell if these are doing you any good? And are they beneficial, almost like therapy in some way to you? This question was by Aline Vautier.
Absolutely. Yes. 100%, 1000%.
Oh, yeah.
These have felt extremely therapeutic. Yeah, for sure. Just a deeper connection. And I mean, they've just expanded conversations in sort of different topics that we never even imagined. And I feel like, it's been great. Do you feel the same?
I mean,
way?
I feel I love spending time with you. And I
likewise.
I've discovered too that it's given us a place to open up, and be more vulnerable.
Yeah.
And just talk about things that maybe we were a little bit too afraid to talk about because we didn't want to, I don't know, be too invasive or whatever. And now we're like, no, we do have to talk about it.
For sure.
And also it keeps us creative. Now with the strike, especially, we have nothing. This is like our own little bubble. Nobody can take this away from us. And at least personally, I am getting better with my English and speaking.
Absolutely. Yes.
Because speaking is very hard.
A learning and growing experience.
Mm-hmm.
and also cathartic.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I feel like, yeah, this is a way to sort of still keep our creative juices flowing, but also
Yeah.
connect and just talk things out, because I feel like, don't you feel better when you just vent?
Let it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Yeah. Thank you, Aline.
Thank you,
I hope I
Aline.
said it right.
This is a question by Haley.
Haley.
H-A-L-I.
Or Hallie.
Or Hallie. Or no, hey, I think it's Haley.
Haley?
I'm going to say it's Haley. What is the best advice you have ever been given?
I got it. One person in acting class told me, because I always had a hard time taking, oh my God, a compliment. A compliment is like a perfume. You spray it. You don't drink the whole bottle. I was like, oh.
Wait a second.
Well, that's not an advice, though.
A compliment is like a...
So a compliment, when somebody compliments you, that was great, or you know, in that's
Don't get drunk on it. Just like
yeah. So in that specific moment, I had just finished a scene in acting class, and I remember we had a director workshop that day, and so the director came up to me, and I guess he gave me some compliments that I was just like, oh, I don't know how to take that. You know, I feel so weird when I'm giving a good compliment, because it's like, you know, actresses, we're always in our head. So it's like a compliment. It's like a perfume. You spray it. You don't drink the whole bottle, because then you don't want it to get it in your head. And
that's how you're receiving it. You receive the compliment as that
spray. Yeah.
Interesting.
But it's not an advice. I just realized that.
I mean, yeah, that could
you say, okay.
Yeah. The best advice I've ever been given. That's hard.
It is. And also, like, sometimes I feel like somebody gives you an advice and you maybe take it in, but maybe it doesn't serve you in that moment and you just forget it. The spray bottle thing, it stuck with me because he was coming from a perspective of like, never let your ego, you know.
Right.
And I like that. I was like, got it. Stay humble. But in terms of advice, I don't know.
You know what? Speaking of compliments, I always had a hard time with receiving a compliment.
Yeah.
I remember always sort of like downplaying it or just saying, no, I mean, thank you, but
yeah,
I don't really. And I remember Annie Gonzalez. I went to this event and Annie Gonzalez complimented me, and I said, yeah, I know, but right now she said something about my skin, and I said, but right now I'm breaking up. She goes, no, take that compliment. And that was a reminder to take the compliment. Just thank you. Even if you're not feeling, and that's what I try to teach the kids in my life. I have many friends with kids, and sometimes they don't want to hear that they did great or that they performed well. No, I don't think it's good. If someone says you did a great job, even if you don't think it, just say thank you. Because we wouldn't lie. We wouldn't just say things to say it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's something that's really hard to accept or receive when you don't believe it or feel it yourself. But
Brucey feels the same. Have you ever given a compliment and then you noticed the opposite? I'm like, thank you.
Oh, like to really milk it? Like take it?
Like you've given a compliment to a person and then the person reacts very diva-ish, egotistical.
I'm like, ew.
Yeah.
Yeah. The response is always,
yes.
Okay, you could get a sense of a person's
personality,
humbleness, I guess, if you will, ego. With how in which the way they receive a compliment.
The compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've always like, okay, I'm never giving you a compliment again. Oh, it's happened. I've seen it.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting to see the reaction of someone that's like, oh, thank you so much, but I don't know how I can take it, versus thank you, I know. It's very, it's a very interesting second. But damn, an advice, Kyle. Have you ever received, what's the best advice you've ever gotten? I'm calling out one of our producers.
There's a lot of good ones. Maybe like,
I feel like it comes with a quote.
right, I'm such a quote.
Whoa, there's a quote, but it was from a movie with our girl J-Lo.
I just remembered it. Go ahead.
It was called, hold on. What we do does not define us. What define us is how well we rise after falling.
Ooh.
But that was a movie. That was a movie she did in New York, you know, where it's like a Cinderella-esque type of movie. So yeah, and I remember at the end when she's like, I don't know if I should go with him, blah, blah, blah. And the supervisor at the hotel, what we do does not define us. What defined us is how well we rise after falling.
Oh, I like
and
that.
I was like, I love that.
I do remember it. My mom would say the silliest thing, but I loved it because it was so simple and it made a lot of sense. If you don't ASK, you won't GET.
Yeah.
You don't ask, you won't get. And a lot of the times I have stopped myself out of the fear of just fear, period.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't go in and ask that question, or I wouldn't be curious about exactly what I wanted. So at the end, if you don't fucking ask, you're not going to get what you know? And a lot of times I think that came in handy when I was too afraid to do something, even though it's okay. I need this. I want to know more about this, whatever it is. That chicken. That garlic has us burping. So a lot of the times I would sort of resist. I don't know why. I mean, yes, I know why. Just scared that I won't either, you know, get what I needed.
Yeah.
Or just I don't know, just feel that feeling,
because you don't want to inconvenience someone when you're asking.
Yeah. But then look at what you're gonna look at the
and
end
then when
result.
you ask, you're like, oh
yeah, there's so much of relief of like,
why I was so scared about that.
It's just a simple.
Yeah,
I know.
Kyle,
it's silly.
You had something?
There's this. I mean, so many of like these quotes. So there's this one: "How you spend your days is how you spend your life."
Oh, how you spend your days is how you spend your life.
I like that. So our producer Kyle just shared his advice with us. How you spend your days is how you spend your life. And I think that is lovely. It's so true though.
Next time we get an advice, I'm going to write it down.
Yeah, right. Let's just keep a tab in our notes.
Yeah.
Just all the little nuggets of life lessons we receive from people. Our last, two more questions. Go ahead.
If you had to choose one person to be with on a desert island, who would you choose? Why or why not? This is by Hola Melinax.
You know what? I would honestly choose Eddie. You know Eddie, right?
Yeah, Eddie.
Eddie Rivera is the funniest friend of mine because he like forces me to face my fears because he's more afraid than I am. He'll be like, "Oh no, bitch, I can't do that. Like you have to." He'll run behind me, and I have to protect him, which is funny. I think it's just always a fun, good time with him. It would probably either be him or my boyfriend.
Yeah,
because I feel like he can just figure shit out.
Yeah,
and I can just stand there like a damsel in distress. Oh my gosh, honey, can you fucking crack that coconut for me? Can you go? Make a boat. Oh my goodness. I'm so afraid there might be an animal in the bushes. Can you protect me? Yeah. Yeah. Well, obviously yours would be Shane.
Mine would be Shane, absolutely. And if not Shane, then my cousin Christina. Because she's very, very, she's kind of like a tomboy, she's like, I got this. I don't need a man to like protect me or whatever. And so I'd be like, okay, you go kill the lizards. I'll stay here.
What would you guys be best at on
the island? Bitching.
I would be best. Ooh, that's a really good question.
Yeah.
So Shane just asked us what would we be best at on the island. And I believe it would be, for me, anything that has to do with nesting or sort of making our little home comfortable. I'll make stuff.
Yeah.
For comfort. If that makes any sense. I don't know. Just
well, what kind of tools do we have in the island? Do we have a machete? Because we need a machete.
I don't
to
think
cut
we should.
stuff.
We should just have whatever's there. which nothing really,
Damn,
not
so
not really
nothing.
supplies.
We have
no
nothing.
supplies. No.
Listen, I admit I'm gonna be the first one to die in an apocalypse because I can't even do a pull up. So I
think you could probably, would you hunt? No, I don't see you as the hunting type. I think you would be great at picking fruit from
I could do that.
trees.
I could do that.
This looks edible. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go.
It's a venomous. It's a venomous fruit, and we all like.
Yeah. Some poisonous. I
don't know. If
I,
we were on a desert island, like, I mean, if we find horses, then I would grab the horses, and they would be like our method, our transportation method. But
where would you go? What would you get?
Exactly.
Yeah. What would you with these?
Companionship.
I think you could.
Know.
I think you could gather some.
I could.
Some berries and nuts and just
yeah.
I think that would be great. I think that's a great start, and then we'll go from there.
I would probably cry for
and then
a few days first.
I think
panic,
you could find some things too, some materials that we can like sew together and maybe make some clothes or something. We could probably build some kind of shelter, protection, something. We can get creative.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think you would hunt though.
I mean, if it gets to a point where it's been weeks and months and, nobody's coming.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to. Yeah.
Okay, our last question.
Man, I'm gonna probably have nightmares tonight again because of this.
So, since some of your Q&As touch on superstitions, do either of you believe in astrology, tarot readings, medium, spirits, anything otherworldly, etc.? Also, if so, would you invite a guest on to discuss further? Actually,
stay tuned.
M. Smith, thank you for this question. We may have something cooking, something in the works for October. It is a surprise, and it is very much within this theme of your question. So stay tuned.
But yes, I do believe in astrology and tarot readings.
I do too. I believe that certain people have gifts, and I'm just a believer.
Yeah.
I'm a believer, period. I mean, the astrology is a little like, it's very general. Right. I feel like a lot of people can relate to a lot of the zodiac.
Do you ever read, a zodiac and then that week, for example, doesn't match where you are in life?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
And then the next week it's like, oh my God, that's me right now.
Yeah, for sure. So, yes, we believe. And
I haven't talked to mediums, so I haven't experienced any of that.
I've spoken to a medium before.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was via FaceTime. So, and it was great. It was pretty phenomenal. And I could only imagine in person how much more intense.
Ooh. And spirits, spirits are always around us. Do you ever have a feeling like when you're, I don't know, at home or whatever, and you feel like you have someone behind you and you turn around, no one's there?
I mean, yes. Last night I was home alone and I heard a couple noises, and obviously at night. In the dark.
At night you hear
I'll look
everything.
around and it's a little scary. You're like, is that just
interesting
the air conditioner, or is someone actually here?
Well, your house, it was
you know
rebuilt.
What I do too, really quick. I always think of the worst possible scenario, and I think of, okay, plan of attack. What's my first go-to weapon? Like, what would I do if someone were to come in right now? If someone were to break in, what would be the first thing I would grab? Yeah. Where's my phone? Where do I go? Upstairs? Call the cop? Like, I have it already sort of planned.
That's
just in case.
Like an escape plan type of thing. Because your house is 2-story. Is there any way that you can? That's the scary part of like living. Well, you would have to create an exit area on the second floor in order to get outside.
Yes. You know what? You just reminded me. I did have an escape ladder for a top floor, and I don't have it anymore. I gotta go get one.
I know. I hate putting that energy out there.
Yeah,
but
but
these are things that you do have to think about.
Yes.
Like, I love that my husband, he's always very like worst case scenario too. Shane's like that too. You know, we live in an area where we have easy access to the highway. You know, in the case of an emergency, we just get on the highway and we avoid all the Hollywood traffic.
Do you have a bug out bag, like an emergency kit,
Babe?
It's not put
So no, we do not. But I was gonna say, because your house was remodeled.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting. And remind me when we have the guest to ask this question. So in that space, let's say that the house had a spirit. It doesn't.
But
So-
I did when I first moved in.
Yeah.
I lit some sage and Palo
Yeah.
Santo,
Yeah.
and I cleared whatever. I don't know. I forgot what I said, but I cleared them. I cleared all of them
Yeah,
out.
you did.
I think they may feel inclined to revisit, but no,
No.
I'm not going to allow that.
No.
I do feel like we have the power to say, leave me
yeah.
alone, stop, and
Yeah.
then they'll listen. Because I do believe that, I don't know. I mean,
But-
maybe not, but
Does that, so when you
freaked
rebuild a
out.
house, would those spirits stay in the house? Because it's not the same house. Think about it, but it is the same territory. That's a good question.
I think they left when it was teared down. I think they were like, fuck, those
Yeah.
are my walls.
Yeah,
And
because
now-
they don't recognize the house
Yeah,
anymore.
so I think they for sure left. And then when I came in with that smoke, I think they were like, oh,
They're
we're
like,
out of
okay,
here.
pack your bags. We gotta go.
But I think they're creeping in and just checking, hey, you think we can just hang out here for a little bit, reminisce? I don't know.
They're just standing in the patio looking at you from the
Yeah,
outside.
like this bitch fucking took over. Yeah, that's an
Well-
interesting question. But yes, stay tuned because in
tuned,
October
yeah.
we will have a special
Something. Oh, that was terrible.
something.
Well, we have come to an end to our
Thank
Q&A.
you for these questions.
Thank you so
Keep
much. Yes.
keep asking us. I feel like we can get a little more intimate, and you can dig a little deeper if you know what I
Yes.
mean. We can get a little more personal. So yes, but these were great. We love you. We thank you.
And we'll see you next time.
We'll come back with better music taste.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
oh my God,
an
please.
expanded music taste. Tra, tra, mira,
Eh,
tra,
tra.
eh. Thank you so much for tuning in to After We Wrap, and we'll see you next
We'll
episode.
see you next time. Hey.